So once again, as we begin, it's my final call to all our esteemed guests in the pre-function area to kindly join us back. Thank you so much. Good morning, namaskar, swagatam, hello, and welcome to each one of you to the inauguration of Sambhav Hai initiative presented by EBG Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Simran Mulchandani, and it's an absolute honor to be here this morning, as today is the day where a movement is born. Ladies and gentlemen, a movement that is built on a simple, powerful, and unshakable belief. Ladies and gentlemen, this is EBG Foundation's most ambitious and transformative initiative, the Sambhav Hai initiative. In this room today, we have visionaries, thought leaders, activists, entrepreneurs, scientists, and change makers, each one of you who's a testament to the belief that a better world is not just a dream, but a destination we can reach together. Today we also have with us our guests of honor who've dedicated their lives in making this planet cleaner, greener, and more equitable. During the due course, I will take the privilege of introducing each one of you to them. This morning, we also have with us the man who's made today possible, the visionary, the founder and chairman of EBG Foundation, Mr. Irfan Khan. So ladies and gentlemen, together can we give ourselves a collective round of applause for being here and making this morning a lot more impactful. As we get started, let's move towards practicing the timeless tradition of our culture. Ladies and gentlemen, no auspicious beginning is complete without lighting of the lamp. So let's get started with Deepa Prajwalan. We would now cordially invite our chief guest, guest of honor, and all the distinguished guests present here to let's get started inviting peace, prosperity, and positivity into this room. I would take the honor to invite Professor R.K. Kotnala, Chairman of the New Science Creators Institute, to the stage. Let us also give it up for Patanayak Om Priya Mohanty ji, renowned entrepreneur and social activist, onto the stage. Let us also give it up for Mr. Irfan Khan, founder and chairman of the EBG Foundation. Let us give it up for Mr. Suresh Goyal, president and executive director of the Foundation, request Soma to please join us onto the stage. Thank you so much everyone for joining us and doing the honors. So as we say, well begun is half done. Ladies and gentlemen, as we set forth on this journey of hope and transformation, let us first nourish our souls with the timeless beauty of one of India's most magnificent classical dance traditions, Kuchipudi. Born over 2000 years ago in the village of Kuchipudi in the Krishna district of Andhra Pradesh, this sacred art form is a sublime confluence of rhythm, grace, devotion, and storytelling. Please sit back, open your hearts, and experience the magic of Kuchipudi, which is presented by Punya Kirti, a 10-year-old gifted national-level performer with 8 years of experience and has received Telugu Book of Records for performing Kuchipudi non-stop for 12 hours. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give our youngest talent in the house a huge round of applause as she takes over the stage today.
हस्तेन अर्धं प्रदर्शयेत् चक्षुभ्यां दर्शयेत् भावम् पादाभ्यां ताळम् आचरेत्
Thank you so much, Punya. That was such an outstanding performance indeed. It was positive and breathtaking. I would now request Mr. Suresh Goyal, Group President and Additional Director, EBG Foundation, to please step up onto the stage and felicitate our wonderful performer. Let's give the both of them a round of applause, everyone. Come on, everybody. I need a little more energetic round of applause, just like her performance. Thank you. That's appreciable. Thank you so much, sir, for doing the honors. Every great movement begins with a vision. And the vision behind Sambhav Hai is not a small one. It's planetary in its ambition, it's human in its compassion, and it's urgent in its necessity. Ladies and gentlemen, before we hear it from our distinguished speakers, please direct your attention towards the LED screen for a powerful film about the challenges facing by our planet Earth and the transformative promise of Sambhav Hai. Team, can we have the AV ready on the screen, and can we lower the lights, please?
People, planet, and progress. At the center of that thought stood a man with vision, courage, and conviction, Dr. Irfan Khan. He saw in it more than an idea. He saw a purpose worth building. Over time, that thought grew into something greater, a deeper commitment to people, a greater responsibility to the planet, and a great vision of progress. That is EBG Group, and it has always been guided by one belief, that real progress must touch real lives, for people, for the planet, for a better tomorrow. Later, that belief led us to a question we could no longer ignore. If we truly care about people and the planet, shouldn't we begin with those who need it the most? Children before they lose their childhood, women before they lose their dreams, villages before they lose their balance. A child won't understand when their childhood is being wasted or when their future is getting worse. It happens slowly through sleepless nights, without basic needs, without food, and by becoming an adult before ever being a child. That's why Children of Life exists, to ensure every child receives what they deserve: food, shelter, clothes, health, education, and safety. Not as charity, but as a guarantee. Women, strong, capable, and full of promise, yet too often asked to shrink simply because of their gender. Many live far from the life they deserve and far from the dreams they still carry. Nari Shakti is for them, for the women who have so much to do, so much to say, and every right to live fully. Safety, health, voice, and rights. And this commitment does not stop there. Pride, standing with LGBTQIA plus communities. Jawan, honoring those are served. champion discovering talent hidden in our villages. Through each of these paths, we continue to stay true to what we stand for. And then, the journey found its way to the ground beneath everything. Villages, the places we praise for their beauty, the places we remember with love, the places we often say we want to return to. But in real, their beauty is fading, their balance is fading. India's roughly 6.5 lakh villages, more than 90 crore people still live, work, struggle and hope. But the answer is already here. Today on Earth Day, for our Mother Earth, EBG Foundation begins something new. Sambhav, a mission to shape villages into climate-conscious, carbon-responsible ecosystems. We are not waiting for change. We are creating it. And this is just the beginning. If India's villages change, India's climate story changes. We begin with proof, not promises.
Wow, what a powerful AV, ladies and gentlemen, that talks about everything we will be taking a look at today. So now, let me take a minute to introduce our founder and chairman of EBG Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Irfan Khan is the visionary founder and chairman of the EBG Foundation, an institution born of his lifelong belief that business must be a force for good. A distinguished entrepreneur whose professional journey spans over decades of innovation, leadership, and social consciousness. Mr. Khan has built the EBG Group into a respected enterprise that stands for integrity, impact, and a deep commitment to human flourishing. His extraordinary recognition, the conferment of an honorary doctorate, is a testament to the depth of his contributions to the society, sustainability, and human development. This is a rare honor which we will be celebrating later that reflects a lifetime of purposeful leadership. So now, without any further ado, let us put our hands together and let us invite Mr. Irfan Khan to the podium. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir.
Good morning, everyone. So, first of all, congratulations on Earth Day. Let's celebrate Earth Day with Sambhav hai. So, look, actually, the AV explains everything. Since we are running 30 minutes delay, I'll take a few minutes to explain how we are taking this forward. As we mentioned in the AV, there are more than 6.5 lakh villages, having more than 90 crores of population in India. We have started this initiative in India, but going forward, our DNA is empowering better globe, which means after the national building, we'll go internationally. So currently, I witness from 18 years, when I started, it was 51 billion tons of greenhouse gases. So right now, within a span of only this 15 to 20 years, it became like 60 billion tons. So for any layman, in nutshell, by 2050, 34% humanity will be in threat. When I'm saying humanity will be in threat, all species also will be in threat. So the consumer behavior needs to change. That any which ways we are changing through EBG Group. Touch base almost 35 crores of population by next 5 years, introducing all appliances and mobility, healthcare, wellness, and so on and so forth. But right now, what about villages? So in these villages, actually, we made a data. So I'll tell the data. So this 6.66 lakhs villages, we segregate between 6 zones, starting from dark maroon, then red, then orange, then yellow and green. Unfortunately, we have less than 1 lakh villages in the green zone. So more than 5.64 lakh villages are in all these 5 zones. So unfortunately, again, more than 2 lakh villages in the dark maroon and maroon, which means the fundamentals, whatever we have, we consider this as essentials. For them, actually, it's luxury. So they don't have food, they don't have shelter, they don't have clothes, even not electricity, mobile phones, internet, nothing. So these kind of villages, at EBG Foundation, we have started adapting. And for testament, we have already adapted one village called Cherlatanda in Telangana. So we have around 29 subsidiary companies right now. So probably by end of this year, it will going to grow to 60. As on today, we have 40 plus brands, and end of this year, it's going to be like 100 brands. So I take some responsibility through each and every company of EBG will adapt one particular village, the way we did so far for Cherlatanda. We assess, audit the village, probably where that village needs all these 6 things, starting from Children of Life, Nari Shakti, Sambhav Hai, Champion, all the 6 initiatives you have already seen. In that Sambhav Hai, why it's so special, we went very close to village to understand right now, whatever we create, the impact happening out there. So they are not causing any carbon emission, but then actually they are living this pathetic life. And so many things actually can be changed, but initially we can change the energy source from thermal to solar, because the agricultural land, whatever we have, so we can able to generate whatever electricity we need for the particular village very easily, investing about 4.5 crores. So then second is the water, and third is food. These are the 3 things we are focusing at this point of time for any village. So for us right now, creating a village from carbon positive to carbon negative, by 2030 probably will make that village to carbon negative. So this is ambitious targets, but not for this particular village, for almost all the village. Going forward, after proving this proof of concept for 30 villages, we may go for donation. At this point of time, we are not going for any donation, and whatever we have spent through EBG Foundation and EBG Group. But after making a proof of concept, definitely we go for a donation, and that point of time, we need only 6 lakhs businesses to adapt the 6 lakhs villages. So to ensure that turn to be a carbon negative country. So thank you so much in this mission, supporting me and supporting my team. I want to thank Professor Dr. Kotnala, my mentor, and right now the honor to having as a chief guest, and my friend Om, the guest of honor, and few more guests of honor are on the way, and my co-founder Hari Kiran, and my group president Suresh Goyalji also here, and our additional director Ranjita also here. So let's start celebrating our Sambhav Hai today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such impactful words. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to hear it from our honorable chief guest. But before which, I will take a minute to introduce him, and we will also be taking a look at an AV. So, ladies and gentlemen, our chief guest, Chairman of New Science Creators Institute, Professor R.K. Kotnala, is the distinguished chairman of the New Science Creators Institute, a pioneering institution at the frontiers of scientific innovation and applied research. As a scientist of exceptional stature, Professor Kotnala has dedicated his distinguished career to advancing scientific knowledge and nurturing the next generation of innovators. His work bridges the world of cutting-edge science and real-world human impact, making him the ideal chief guest for an initiative rooted in a transformative change. Now, before we call him, let us all have all eyes on the LED screens for an AV.
Some build careers, some build impact, and some reshape the future. Today, we welcome Dr. R.K. Kotnala, a scientist who didn't just study energy, he questioned it. From IIT Delhi to CSIR NPL, his journey has been relentless. And then the hydroelectric cell. A few drops of water, no external power. 580 plus research papers later, his legacy is simple. Ask better questions, build better futures. Welcome once again, Dr. R.K. Kotnala, our chief guest.
What an extraordinary legacy of scientific excellence and social purpose, ladies and gentlemen. Let us all give a warm round of applause and welcome our honorable chief guest, Professor R.K. Kotnala. I would request Mr. Hari Kiran to please step up onto the stage to felicitate Sir here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, let's keep giving Sir a continued round of applause. That would be truly appreciable. Wow, thank you so much once again. Indeed, it's an honor to have you here with us today on this momentous occasion.
Good morning to everyone, especially some of the esteemed guests over here. And in that, there are the three persons to whom I know very well that what they have been doing. Dr. Irfan Khan, for a long time, not for the 1 year or 2 years, for a decade, more than a decade. And then is the Dr. Hari, Engineer Hari. And I just met Mr. Goyal also. And then he's one of the friend, Mr. Om. There are the other people also. I won't be able to speak for everybody. But definitely, whenever, even in the first meeting, in between meeting, whenever I met Dr. Irfan, there is only 2 points which I always tell him. Rather, I learned that it's the best part of anybody. He is a great human being. His humility lies on the top. Besides that, his other part of he is honest. Integrity is very high, very straightforward, because any honest person and any of the person who is really a big human being, so with a humility, he will have the respect for all, and he does that. Hari is, I know very well that he does a lot. I'll not speak because he is always overburdened with the work, but definitely Dr. Irfan, under the very different, tough situation, he has come out with a thumping up of especially EBG Foundation, where Sambhav hai. Sambhav hai means it's possible. And that's again, it aligns with his objective, and definitely I'll speak about my work in the same direction. But he is doing in the very public directly, I do it directly. So, a Earth Day beginning for villages and the earth. I talk about the earth sustainability because I basically involved with the government on these different top committees, and I have been working for earth sustainability for a long time. How one can understand, because you have seen just a brief about me in a video, I have been working for the earth sustainability for last 30 years. And if I add to it, then the another 10 years. Because I initiated my work, my research work, my PhD work in solar cell. So solar cell, I am the first PhD in India on solar cell. So you can imagine a young boy runs towards a research and says he has to work on solar cell because I realize the solar cell is the need of the hour and the nation needs. Like today, Dr. Irfan understands and he feels for it that how the villages are to be done through the EBG fund, because there has to be some platform. So that is very important. Then working on that, then how to achieve the earth sustainability. So Earth Day, when we celebrate, it is a very clear that we have to find the way, how can we really make our earth livable for the human being, for living beings, means it's for the tree, plants, water, and it's very important where EBG Foundation takes care on that, even the water, pollution, air pollution, and ultimately if these things are not, even the soil pollution. So these can be really put into a right spirit, or I'll say that we have to consume, we have to use the different materials, but what we are doing, we forget in that respect, we are eating, wasting, using a lot of plastics, different things which are not degradable on earth. And there is no way out how to recycle them or put in. Because of course it is done in a very small portion, but ultimately how it is to be done, what should be the way? So the best way is energy conservation. Because our day is meant for that, increasing the awareness for our energy conservation and resources conservation. Like a simple example I'll give you. When I take a bath, you will be surprised to hear that I use only half a bucket of the water, since when I understood that the resources are needed. The people get into the, with a lot of bath under the different situations, but I don't do that. Similarly, if I have to use the cloth, then that cloth, should I use it only once and throw it for the washing? I don't do it. Reason is very simple. I don't want to do anything which is wasting our lot of resources. So they are the small things. And this is what EBG Foundation is thinking of. And the best part is, again, very important, because city people don't want to get awareness as what is needed. But what is needed in the villages, there are the other problems also, particularly problems of, Dr. Irfan has already expressed that, and they are working on it. And definitely the first is electricity, as he has said. Electricity, how to provide them in such a way that it can really put their life in a easier way. So the solar they are going to put. Solar panels are, one of the boon, but it has a lot of limitations also. I'll not speak on that. But whatever is available to us, like a lithium-ion battery we are using today, but it has a lot of problems. It has a lot of, toxicity, hazardous for us, because ultimately we have to throw them away. You cannot keep it for a life. You cannot keep it for even 10 years. So that's the problem which we have to understand. So as a scientist, I have been working after the solar cell. I thought, why not to go into some other device which should be first thing from India, because in solar cell we import. I was fabricating 30 years before solar cell, but today everything has become easy, trading. So we trade, means we import. We do not fabricate solar cell. There is a technology available. That's a different problem. It's an entrepreneurial problem, industrial problem. But what we need today for even environmental and eyes health problem for all the women who are working in the kitchen. And that's a very big, pathetic situation in villages. It means there must be a better fuel. The better fuel is what? It's not a LPG. It's not a kerosene oil. Of course, if it's electric heating, it helps us, but it cannot be done. So the best solution and the easy solution is the use of hydrogen. And the problem is hydrogen is to be produced because it is not in nature available like for CNG. We get it from the petroleum products. So when it is to be done, then the only answer is how to produce the hydrogen. So I myself and Dr. Jyoti, one of the students, was working for a long time, for 14 years, and we could bring out a invention which is the biggest in this earth. It's a very well recognized, validated globally. Means everybody knows that the hydraulic cell is from India. The most important part of hydraulic cell is that because I was always after it, that every raw material should be from India. We have coined name, hydraulic cell, and it has a dual disruptive technology output, and that is, the one is electricity generation. A lot of people have seen, otherwise you can just Google hydroelectric cell, you can see that what it is. It's a very simple to work, but very difficult to achieve. We took 14 years to develop it as a hydroelectric cell. After that, we have been putting on the hydrogen. So it generates hydrogen also. There is no device in the world that which can produce such two things for the energy. That's one electricity, other is the hydrogen. And if we use the hydrogen, so the hydrogen era is to come here. In India, we can bring definitely that one, because the hydrogen is going to give you no pollution. So, and heating efficiency is also very high. So we have to generate hydrogen. And the hydroelectric cell is at this time in the world #1. We have done it. We have crossed already records what is being produced hydrogen, green hydrogen, by the electrolyzers, simple electrolysis process. But today, hydrogen is being produced by the hydroelectric cell. When we talk about a scientist's role, that is only this much. But I feel that it should be put to the masses so that our sister, mother, they are working in the kitchen, and everybody feels happy that you are using CNG, but it's a lot of air pollution during that time. And in the villages, everybody knows fossil fuels are being used for burning because they don't have other resources. So their health, eyes, all are getting a lot of problem. So all these are to be avoided. And now we have initiated New Science Creators Institute in Delhi. And that is only focusing on how to produce it in a large quantity, a pilot plant, so that it go to the public and we will be able to bring a hydrogen era, because already we have in the world first in terms of the invention. We are the first on hydrogen producing now by a simple technique, and no chemicals are used in that. That's very important. So that way, I definitely, Dr. Irfan knows about it. So I know it, the Sambhav hua. How it has? Because the hydrogen we could produce without using any electrolyzer. All conventional techniques have been done, removed, and solar cell is also, replaced by our hydroelectric cell. That's the beauty that where the earth sustainability and our health, that is the first part, will be conserved and can be, our life can be used for some better purposes. So that's what I would like to just give you a message. And anybody, if they feel, they can see the working model in our institute. They are, invited, welcome for that. And if they have any question, they can ask also. And I'll be very happy that this momentum should be very, very high, and we will align with the Sambhav Hai. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for a well-articulated speech. I'm sure we all have taken a lot of note from what's been spoken. So now let's move forward towards the most awaited moment of the day, where we will be unveiling the logo of Sambhav Hai. So people, are you ready for it? Very little energy. I expect a louder yes from all of you. Are you ready? So I would request Professor R.K. Kotnala to do the honors. So sir, you announce in the mic and then the logo gets unveiled.
Unveil the logo. Sambhav Hai. Right?
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for doing the honors. So ladies and gentlemen, that's the beauty of all of us, all the industry experts from different professions joining us here today, that it purely means hum sab saath hai to sambhav hai. Thank you so much. So now let's hear it from our guest of honor, before which I would take a minute to introduce the speaker to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest of honor, renowned entrepreneur, environmentalist, and social activist. Ladies and gentlemen, Patnaik Ompriya Mohanty is a rare triple force. A successful entrepreneur, a passionate environmentalist, and a dedicated social activist. His entrepreneurial journey is defined not just by the business success, but by a deep sense of responsibility towards the planet and the people. He has led and championed causes that place ecological sustainability at the heart of economic decision-making. As a social activist, their work speaks to the belief that inclusive prosperity is the only prosperity that is worth building. Ladies and gentlemen, Patnaik Ompriya Mohanty is a living embodiment of Sambhav Hai ethos. Now, before I invite him onto the stage, let's take a look at the AV.
That don't begin with opportunity. They begin with observation. Observation of what the world ignores, what it throws away, what it leaves behind. From the tribal heartlands of Odisha rose a mind that refused to accept that waste is the end of a story. For Patnaik Ompriya Mohanty, it became the beginning. A beginning where discarded things found new purpose, where overlooked communities found new voice, and where design, science, and humanity came together, not as ideas, but as action. Through Pencil for Change, he didn't just create solutions, he built a system where value is not extracted, it is returned. His work moves across architecture, circular economy, healthcare, and sustainable design. But at its core, it carries a single, powerful question. Can we build a future that does not cost the planet or its people? And in that pursuit, he reminds us that real change is not loud, it is relentless, driven by a belief that is both simple and revolutionary. Art and architecture will set us free. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming a thinker, a builder, and a force shaping a more conscious future. Patnaik Ompriya Mohanty.
Thank you so much. Let's give it up and let's invite A leader who proves that purpose and performance are not opposites but partners. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Patnaik Ompriya Mohanty onto the stage. I request Ranjita, CEO, Berlin, and Additional Director, EBG Foundation, to kindly step up onto the stage and felicitate our guest of honor today. Can we give him a huge round of applause, please? Thank you so much for joining us today, sir. Indeed, it's a moment we are going to cherish forever. I'm sure you all looking forward to hear it from him, so let's step up to the podium.
Jai Jagannath, very good morning. I'm supremely honored to be here and part of Sambhav initiative by Dr. Irfan Khan. Well, I mean, he's been wonderful, like, since, like, I know him, like, for so long now, like, probably 17 years. And I met him in a place where, in fact, like, I was stuck for 2 days, and then I just met him there in Himalayas. And since then, I'm sure God has been very kind to keep us connected through some way. And I'm here today, and I'm so honored to be part of this initiative. I'm always being honored. You know, for Earth Day, definitely I would say that as an architect, we always try to make sure to build something which will be like sustainable in terms of, you know, for anyone to live consciously. And while designing, in fact, we kind of try to build not just, you know, walls, but of course the space what we create. And that gives us, you know, like a sense of belonging, for example, and not have a lot of, you know, thermal comfort, and in terms of considering our environment, right? And then from architecture to conscious living in terms of, you know, how humans live on Earth, for example, how flourishing we are in terms of our thought process, and our belongings, and then how to take care of things. You know, of course, I was born in Odisha, and then, you know, I was living in a small town called Muniguda, which is like mining, part of mining areas, where it's a very small village, but then Vedanta, then other industry is being built, and then so we could not connect a lot of, you know, mining which were happening since then. And then in terms of, I mean, that time I was not very aware about, like, you know, probably how I can be part of sustainability. Of course, then when I began my career in India and then moved to London, so there kind of I studied about, you know, global climate, and then, you know, how small act which we do probably in Odisha, but then that kind of effect which we can feel in Northern Pole, you know. So that's how the world is connected. And when we create something, you know, somewhere in Hyderabad, for example, and then that we can see probably, you know, the reactions would come later probably in the UK, for example. And it means that, you know, we all are connected, and then we should act consciously so that everybody on Earth can have a good life. And considering this kind of situation where climate change, in fact, you know, like every time World Economic Forum, they organize all of these events where they talk about how we can reduce carbon emissions, right? Ecological footprint, carbon footprint, right? But then the core, if you see here, like in the villages in India, where in fact there is not a lot of movement. For example, people are like kind of not very active. What I feel here in Odisha particularly, and they're being very happy with whatever kind of they have. And but then for me, it's fine. Like that doesn't make sense, because sometimes if you see, like if you do not act on anything, then the world would become nothing still, right? So you need to act definitely, but then if you can consciously act. And we always talk about the city, how we are polluting, for example, but then we have our system in place, probably it's just not directed properly, what I see. And then otherwise, like for example, if you see in Indian cities, in fact, like if you see people just probably driving in a fancy car, but then they throw a couple of things from out of the car, right? So that's what I feel like. Still it is there, like 2026. And the small act, even city people, they don't understand probably, And that's what I feel like is very poorly driven in terms of consciously how it is inbuilt within the system of our humanity in India particularly, which has been, if you see in the UK, so we don't like at all throw anything, right? So then that's how the environment keeps clean, right? And that also keeps us cleanliness in our mind, So the small act probably, if you can create through Sambhav hai, like I don't know how, but then of course not in a very scientific way, but then this very habitual way of living consciously. If you can do that initiative, for example, in the cities even, like small act. Of course, that can go to the village as well, because they kind of follow probably people from Bombay or Delhi or Bhubaneswar or Bangalore or Hyderabad. And if they see, things are like little moving in that direction, they probably keep clean, outside their house. But I feel like, people just like inside the house, they just keep themselves clean, but then outside is very, very badly organized, poorly managed. A lot of initiative with what we do in terms of in Pencil for Change has been like, working with LGBTQ community, and for example, women empowerment, and then people in tribal villages. We work with the weavers. We work with all of the handicraft, which is being in Odisha, core. So developing these handicraft and handloom, and then taking them to the world, and through that, even though we kind of teach them how to have conscious living in terms of solar powered looms, for example, we try to implement in one of the village, like 3-4 looms, where they have the solar panels on the roof, and then they kind of don't use the electricity to run the the weaving, the looms basically. That also we tried, and then kind of so that's we call like carbon, low carbon handloom, textile, and. So we create like hand embroidery work like in our clothing as well, which is we kind of very expensive. We sell it like in the UK, so but then that's being made in hand as actually. So then we don't use energy at all, right? So these things, small thing, what we do in our in the fashion business and in construction as well, as we try to probably do. How we can reduce energy usage during construction time, of course, and then while after the construction is over, also we create kind of user manuals to use for people to use like consciously, so that they can reduce energy consumption. So these very small things what we kind of do in our organization, like through it, be it construction, be it fashion, be it any other food. So for example, we kind of try to work with the government in Bhubaneswar, the municipality corporation, where we kind of put the filter in the drain system, and then under the drain, So we create these, kind of community living spaces where we kind of use cafe with these clay and then terracotta mud structures being built by people from tribal towns in Odisha. They came to Bhubaneswar, they kind of built it through with us for 6 months. And then we use the drains basically in the cities where they do not use filter, it's very dirty, how the pollution, the stormwater drainage, for example, or the drainage system, which has been directly connected to the households, sewage system. And so those that we have kind of created and then demonstrated in the government under Skill India. And then that's very successful, which we also created one toilet and then those with JSW steel. So we created next to the port area where probably 1,000 people use our toilet every day. And that toilet, whatever so we encourage people to use more, women and men who are coming to for evening or morning, the afternoon walk in the coast, where the cafe is being built. So then the money which is we getting from the cafe, that we kind of put it in the toilet to maintain the toilet. So that's how we work through different mining companies and then different industrialists in Odisha particularly. So so definitely we all can play a role, in fact, to have a conscious living, and then, through Sambhav hai, what I feel. And on Earth Day, of course, we can always, it's not just a planting a tree, of course, we always can do, plant a tree, which is probably, I think, is kind of a go-to market, what I feel like. Everybody wants to planting a tree, and that's the kind of thing what is they're doing. But then you're taking care of the tree, in fact, like the small plant which is we just plant. But then in Kanha Santivanam, I think I was just seeing one video where they were talking about how to take care of the soil, how to do proper plantation, and then how to take care of the plant to grow, right? And that we can see, if you plant a tree and then you see how it is growing for another 10 years, probably that would give us little more consciousness in our lifestyle as well, because every day you see how the tree is being growing up, and so you can put your effort every day. Just not plant a tree and then forget about it. So that's what I feel. More people that do it, in India particularly, and yeah. So then, but I think as I said, that we work on construction, fashion, clothing, and then also in the food industries. All of these things, a small initiative what we have taken till now with the big industrialists and then big mining corporations. In part in Odisha, and then also we work with different kind of groups. We have an orphanage, a couple of orphanages we work with. So there also we teach them about, for example, one story we tell them about climate change, for example, and then the kids they kind of paint. And then those painting, we take it and then, we capture and then we put it in a clothing brand, and then we sell those clothes and then we pay them back. That's how we, kind of, teach them how to have their own money in these small orphanages. So even they earn through that kind of system. So we always work on human conscious living through these different sectors. And I'm sure together we can have a great living. And Sambhav and Dr. Irfan, I'm definitely would love to work with him from today onwards more closely. So I'm happy and honored to be here, part of this event. Thank you so much. Jai Jagannath.
Yeah, I'll give you. Thank you so much for such valuable words. And ladies and gentlemen, now that we have Atnaya Gombriya Mohanty ji on stage, I think it's time for us to get started with our milestone moment for the Sambhav Hai initiative. We request Sir to unveil the Sambhav Hai website, our digital gateway to the world where we live and are open for all. So now, sir, you take the mic, you do the honors, and you say, let's unveil the website. A louder round of applause, everybody. Come on, let's do this together.
So let's unravel the website of Sambhav Hai. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So now we have unveiled the logo. We have our website is, officially live. I think both these milestone moments deserve a collectively huge round of applause. Thank you so much, everybody. So now, ladies and gentlemen, it's our honor to have an orator and author, carbon accounting and energy management here with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to introduce him. Mr. Ajay Arora is one of India's foremost voices on carbon accounting and energy management, a subject that has never been more critical or more urgent. Ladies and gentlemen, as an accomplished orator and author, Mr. Arora has the rare gift of translating complex environmental science and energy economics into clear, compelling, and actionable narratives. His writing and speaking have educated policymakers, industry leaders, and the public on the path to a sustainable, low-carbon, and a great future. In a world racing against the clock of climate change, Mr. Ajay Arora's work is not just relevant, but it is essential. So with this, we'll be taking a look at an AV, and then let's have him on the podium. So team, can we have the AV, please?
Some build ideas. He's spent 45 years building impact. Ajay Arora, a chemical engineer, energy auditor, and a man who understands energy from the ground up. Across industries, textiles, cement, petrochemicals, he's reduced consumption, cut carbon, and turned systems into something smarter. Not theory, execution. From plant floors to global strategies, his work has always been about one thing: real results. And as Sambhav Hai builds carbon-negative villages, his experience doesn't just guide us, it powers what's possible.
Welcome once again, Ajay Arora, our guest of honor.
So now, people, let's put our hands together and invite the thought leader who's rewriting the conversation between climate and energy with one powerful word at a time. Let's give it up for Ajay Arora. I would request Rupa to please join up onto the stage and felicitate Sir for being here with us today. Thank you so much once again for being here with us today, sir. Let's give him a huge round of applause, everybody. Let's put our hands together. Thank you so much.
Namaste. Good morning, everybody. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. The flight was late. I don't deserve that much appraisal what she said, but of course, she has already introduced me, but let me speak. Fundamentally, I'm a chemical engineer, and I retired in 2016 from Bombay, and now I've shifted to Chandigarh. I'm very happy to come here. Somebody, Mr. Sachin, told me day before yesterday only that you have been invited. Since long, I was thinking of working with some NGO, because mostly I worked with capitalists and, industries. When I started this journey of industry, the motto, the success definition was that your bottom line should be very good. The more your bottom line was good, the more you were successful. And I was also part of that. And probably people of all my age were part of that. So after that, as we grew up, with age one becomes wiser. So when I was at the verge of retirement, I thought myself that what I have done, what I have contributed to the society. On one hand, I'm very open being, please don't mind if some people are there. On one hand, I had done a lot for economics of the country, production increase, employment was there. But we were limited to our organization only. A little bit charity. I was in Bellaj and Goenka and some other companies also, St. Robins. We were doing charity, all those things. But when I contemplated whether it is really so, on one hand, we did so much thing, our company reduced our energy consumption for a certain level to say 50%, manpower reduced from this to this. And because with that money, we made more industries also and gave employment. But on the other hand, when I analyzed it, we did it at the cost of our reserves. It was something like that if you have if you are earning a lot, but you are using the resources of your own house, so one day that will finish. I tell to people that you make 3 bungalows, 4 bungalows for you, and being a scientist, engineers, whether Earth will be livable after 40 years, what for are you making? So I'll start for that. Thank you. I'm very much happy regarding this Bhavna, as I said. This group is not only doing, I got a voucher yesterday only, not only on Sambhav, but on so many other things, Jawan. Whenever I meet any man, whether he is a policeman or whether it is a lieutenant or colonel, at whatever level, whether he is a officer, I don't know how, because I'm from Punjab and most of the people are in defense also. So from my inward only, I salute them, whosoever it is, whether I meet in the train or somewhere. If somebody is working in the army, I salute him. And I think they deserve it, because Lata Mangeshkar का एक गाना है, सबको पता होगा कि जब हम बैठे थे घरों में वो खेल रहे थे जो गोली. So that still affects everybody. Now this is a very good initiative. Sambhav है कि negative village कर रहे हैं. Most of the people must be aware of carbon, but it's net zero, but I'll take only, I'm giving them 5 minutes, I'll take 5 minutes only, maybe half a minute more. So for this, we are responsible, and we are going to tell them that we are going to adopt them, my generation. Because somewhere in 1800 or something that, when James Watt discovered steam engine, we used to study it in our schools. So we started using fossil fuels. Coal, petrol, everything. And then we were taught कि energy conservation करो, खत्म हो जाएगा. अगर वो खत्म नहीं वहीं रहता तो ज़्यादा अच्छा था. But we did that millions of years जो उसको बनाने में लगे थे, हमने उसको 200 सालों में ज़मीन से निकाल के 50% को ज़मीन से निकाल के CO2 की फॉर्म में आकाश में भेज दिया. और दूसरी तरफ जो उनको एब्जॉर्ब करते थे पेड़, डेवलपमेंट के नाम पर उसको काटते गए. So it's a two-way. And we call that success, the way I started it. कि हम डेवलपिंग हैं, हम लोग बहुत डेवलप्ड हैं. हम लोगों ने अपना घर धीरे धीरे अपनी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन के लिए बर्बाद कर दिया है. तो आई एम गोइंग लिटिल बिट फिलोसफिकल, बट Actually, I am penanceing for that, and that's why I am in this field, कि जो हमने खराब किया है वो हमारी जिम्मेवारी है दोबारा उसको ठीक करना. तो विलेज में भी हम जाएंगे तो जो आदिवासियों के पास जाएंगे या ट्राइबल पीपल के पास जाएंगे, एक्चुअली they don't need our support, we need their support. They will be teaching us. And I'll be very happy to join this mission when I got time, although it's in Telangana, I'm in Punjab. But whenever I'll get time, I would like to practically do those things. And we should go in that intention that we are not teaching them, we are not hand-holding them. They know what to do. खाना जैसे बचपन में मैं था तो मेरी मम्मी जो है छत के ऊपर सब सब्जियों को धूप में अलग अलग चीज़ों को अलग अलग सीजन में रखती थी और दैट वाज प्रिजर्वेटिव चलते थे. अभी हम लोगों ने डेवलपमेंट के नाम पे हिंदुस्तान लीवर ये सब कंपनियों को दिया और वो एक एक साल तक प्रिजर्वेटिव चलते हैं. हमको लगता है बड़ा अच्छा है, बट दे आर एडिंग सम केमिकल्स इन दैट, दे आर एडिंग सो मेनी थिंग्स इन दैट. उन केमिकल्स को बनाने में एनर्जी लगती है, पोल्यूशन होता है, ख़राब होता है. अल्टीमेटली एट व्हाट कॉस्ट? तो बेसिकली केमिकल इंजीनियर हूँ, इस फील्ड में हूँ, इसलिए थोड़ा आप लोगों को उस फील्ड से बताना चाहता हूँ कि व्हाट इज़ कार्बन. कार्बन जैसे मैंने हमने पूरा का पूरा कार्बन जो है आधा आसमान में फेंक दिया और एब्जॉर्ब नहीं कर रहे क्योंकि पेड़ नहीं है. I hope you understand Hindi, you people, or I'll speak in English. Anyway, I'll speak in English. I'll take mine. So what happened? The CO2 level in the atmosphere kept on increasing, and world is one. I have a data of NASA, you people have also having, that since beginning, since last, say, 1 century, the ppm level in the earth was 300 to 350 ppm. And since last 200 years, it is increasing slightly, and since last 50 years, it's jumping. It has come up to 600 ppm. Now, you must have read about greenhouse effect, but in the childhood, you must have seen a dome and in that. That is that. This gas is called greenhouse effect. Greenhouse means when the sun ray comes in the earth, it reflects back and goes back. But CO2 doesn't let it go back. So if CO2 level increases, the temperature of the earth is increasing. Every year we say, this year there is a record temperature, there is a record temperature. ये सब तो होता है, but nobody thinks why it is so. Whosoever calls me, I said, you and I are responsible. Why are you complaining? What have you done in last year that this year it should not be more than what it was last year? He said, what I'll do? So they know all these things, but spend less. There are so many ways. Maise pehle I'm late, sir, say so many things. So I'll end with that. What is our responsibility? What we can do? Everybody can contribute. Small drops can make a big land. You must have heard these stories. In your house, only your housewives, people know, but even if you neglect it, when you go to the kitchen and boil the milk, when you put it in the fridge, don't put it immediately. It will be increased load on the refrigerator. When it will be increased on the refrigerator, more electricity will be consumed. That electricity coming from some thermal power stations. They will use more coal. And when they will use more coal, more CO2 will go. It doesn't depend on one home. But if millions of homes do that, and similarly other things, like AC, if you maintain it at 24 instead of 18, it's my personal observation that my electricity bill reduced when I used to go minimum 18, 16, 20. Since last 2 years, I'm maintaining it 24. There's no problem in comfort level. And my electricity bill of the refrigerator has come down to 1/3. You will be getting money as well as you will be playing a sustainability role because for that electricity, again, koila is or petrol is there. So these are small steps even houses can do. But tribal people don't need even that. Where will be going? They had made their houses such a way they don't require AC. I'm working in green building also, I was introduced. But unfortunately in India, everybody is thinking that when they make a house, they make a 2 crore bangla, 3 crore bangla. But when we approach them that it should be green, they say, oh, we don't want that. They think green is probably very much costly. I'm giving you this message. You can contact me if you're interested later on through this group or otherwise, whichever way. that inculcate this feeling also amongst the residents that whenever you go for new house, please go for green. The 30%, 16% of the total CO2 emissions is because of residential buildings. You can play a big role. Learn from, when we'll go to that village, learn what they are using. Whether they are getting heat inside, if they would have definitely installed something. But they are making their houses of club, mud, gobar, all those things. You may not be aware, India is exporting, I think, 70 million gobar to USA and other countries. We are not using it, but they are using it. Recently, in one of the company I was working, it's in Jaipur. It's a net zero almost net zero building, and the total building, I was part of that. The total building has been made with club, clay and gobar. And the inside and outside temperature is 12 degrees centigrade less. And a lot of foreigners are coming there to see it. But we Indians, we don't know even. So everybody has a role to play. Somehow, village adoption is a very good sign when ekla chalo bolte hain. When one will be there, then 10 will follow, then district will be there, then state will be there. So I'm very happy and I congratulate EBG management that this is a very good initiative. In my 40 years, I have attended so many workshops, all those things, but it pains me, but it's life. Out of that 90% only people come, and when they go out, they forget it. It's a fact. They come for listen, and then, because the learning starts from bottom rather than from, both are rare. The management theory should be that one should learn from bottom. The top should be only facilitator. But unfortunately, the top thinks, I know everything and I have to guide them. So when you go to the village, you learn from them, don't go as a boss. That's my, whosoever is a part of this team, I'll be also part of them. You tell them, we have come here to solve your problems which are caused by us. And because of governance, etc., because you know better than us. And whatsoever they say, let's implement here. As far as the age of AI, because they are not conversant with AI, naturally it's a technology, we must teach them. Everybody is using mobile everywhere these days. And according to my experience, AI doesn't know everything, but it saves time. Whatsoever has been done in the world till now will be collected in a minute at your doorstep. So that's the advantage. But decision has to be ours. Don't depend only on AI. So teach them the new technology also, because that's why that will be self-reliant thing. For that, everybody has to play a role. A small boy, wives, ladies, girls, teach your young children all those sustainability things. Let them not waste food at all. I can share you the things that the total waste which is being, food which is being wasted in a year in India, or in total world, is equal to the total food which can be supplied to total Europe. You may not be aware of that. It's such a big figure. And for that food, again, you have to use energy, you have to transport, all those things. So everything is connected with ultimately sustainability and carbon. That's why we are using that word negative carbon. That's all I have to. There are a lot of things to say, but that's my message. I think time is short. If future, I'll tell to EBG people that I'll make a website or something. I am already on the LinkedIn, and for the common public through this, daily I'll be sending some message to you which you can follow it. Thank you again for calling me here. And I don't think it's a privilege. When I came, my child said he is also in sustainability. So he said, Papa, congratulations, you have been invited there. I said, no, more of a privilege. It's a very big responsibility for me. I'm taking it that way. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure you've conveyed a lot of great points, and I'm confident that the team here and the corporate entities here are definitely going to approach you with some great initiatives and work on how we can make things better. Thank you so much. So now, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear a corporate perspective about Sambhav Hai initiative and EBG. For the same, let's put our hands together for Rahul Paith, ex-CEO of Math T-Hub. Can we welcome him with a big round of applause, please? And I request Madhu Kiran, CEO Custard, to felicitate Mr. Rahul Paith. Can we give both the gentlemen a round of applause? Everybody, let's do this together. Much. Yeah, I'll take it. It's fine.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, Dr. Irfan and team EBG Foundation for inviting me and a few of our colleagues. So just to give you a quick background, like what I do, where I come from, what I've done in the past. Been an entrepreneur and a corporate employee for almost like a decade and then built companies around technology, AI. My last assignment was with a government not-for-profit entity called Math within T-Hub, where we were incubating AI startups. So we built something in 2 years, like the largest AI startup incubator with 900 AI startups working under us across India. I have the privilege of having here also Mr. Anirudh Reddy, who is currently heading the operations and the CEO of Math. After that, I have also right now moved into more, again, back to startups, and my work today surrounds across AI solutions for different sectors, be it healthcare, be it within India, outside India, across the spectrum I work. Also, I'm part of a group, which is a not-for-profit group, what we call Hyderabad Mavericks, and I have the privilege of joining a couple of my friends and colleagues from that group. So that is like what we call is a group of movers and shakers of Hyderabad. So it's a not-for-profit body that we have recently founded, formalized we have recently, that is there in existence for last couple of years. And our objective is to help building ecosystem or bringing the ecosystem of Hyderabad for any perspective or any objective. So when I got the call from EBG Foundation, and I initially suggested that why don't we engage Hyderabad Mavericks Group, and we can bring the entire ecosystem of Hyderabad for whatever initiatives and all the work that they are doing. We are, like, as we are speaking, we have someone from the bank, like SBI, he is there. We have someone who is an ex-SAPs. We have Lalit, who is a GCC leader. We have all these people in the room. And with this kind of diverse population, we can create impact not only for a not-for-profit initiative, what Sambhav Hai we are talking about, but also for any corporate initiatives that we engage with people. So coming back to Sambhav Hai and Dr. Irfan's vision, I can say that it's a wonderful vision. When I initially heard about it, read about it, because of their limited presence in Hyderabad, we were not much aware of the group and what work they are doing. But in last 1 month's time, whatever information I have got, whatever interactions I had with Ranjita and Mr. Sai, I was extremely impressed of the vision that Dr. Irfan and the group is having. And the kind of initiatives and when I was reading through the document, the plan they have is an extraordinary plan. And I think nothing better than Sambhav Hai word can fit for it. Because when we talk about 750 villages and those numbers are really scary at times, to be very honest. Because we talk to people, I talk to a lot of people, and they have adopted or changed like 1 village, 2 village, maximum 5, 10, and that's where the journey stops. But here we are talking about a big vision. And to have that kind of vision, the name Sambhav Hai is perfectly apt. And I'm sure like if the intent is right, which I'm sure with EBG Foundation and EBG Group in a whole, they have the best intention that they are putting forward. I wish them all the best and all the success, and I'm confident that we all will together will make it big. And I'm happy that EBG has selected also Hyderabad as one of their places. And being a Hyderabadi, I can assure that we will try our best to give you all the support and to the group from all our ecosystem for the entire ecosystem for EBG Group. So all the best, sir, and welcome. And let's make it big, and let's make it Sambhav hai, but perfectly Sambhav. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your kind words. I would now like to invite to the podium Sarthak Mehrotra, Associate Director, Kotak Mahindra Bank. Let's welcome Sir with a warm round of applause, everybody. As Sir steps up, I would request Mr. Som Raju, Chief Discipline Officer, EBG, to please felicitate Mr. Sarthak Mehrotra joining us today.
Am I audible? Okay, perfect. You know how a small conversation can change so many things. I got to know about this event recently from one of my colleagues, and Hyderabad Maverick is one of the page I follow on LinkedIn. And when I got to know about this, I was like, I want to be a part of this because this looks interesting. And I didn't know this far we are going to talk about. So via Trident, and I got connected with Sai, and he called me and invited with such a warm voice. So I was like, I want to be here. When I came, I thought it's just an NGO, maybe doing something, a lot of NGOs are doing in the market. But then when I heard the amount of dedication we are talking about, what we are, the thought process which Dr. Irfan has is tremendous. And for me, just to give you a little background, for the past 10 years, I was in Canada. I wanted to go out of India, explore, because I thought that's where the world is, that's where we should go, this is the place to live. But after going there, it's being said, when you look at something from the far eye, you realize the value of it. And I've seen India from sitting in Canada for the past 10 years, and I've seen a growth, a possibility to do something different, and I've seen that the way India is growing. The good part about India, when they say it's a developing country, a lot of country thinks we are only developing. The positivity behind it, when you say developing, it means there's always an opportunity and possibility to develop something. The developed nations, they call themselves developed, but they're still not. There are a lot of things they need to do, but because they tag themselves as developed, they don't focus on it. India is developing, and I say proudly that, we are developing, and we should be developing, because that means every day there's new opportunity getting created to get developed. And the most interesting thing, I think Mr. Arora was talking about how we should take care of small things every day. And sir, मैं भी पंजाबी हाँ. One thing about in Punjabi families, we never waste food. And I think Mr. Arora and Lalit sir will be able to resonate with this. The dal which you eat when it's, you have at the end of the day, tomorrow they make paratha out of it. You have gobi gobi curry, next day they make paratha out of it. So I think the kind of habit which our family has been focusing on so many years is so many small things which we never realize that how it is, getting value added to the small portion of it. As sir said that, the amount of food we waste in a year can actually supply the entire Europe. So imagine if we're starting this kind of practices, we can see a big change. And I'm nobody to say this, of course. It's not just me and you, it's all of us. We are entrepreneur, educated individuals sitting around the table. I think if one person can pass on this message to another, and then that's how it can keep on going. We rely on government, we rely on companies to do something for the country. I think it's us who need to initiate this. And few small things. One, as I just talk about the food. The other thing is always we should tell our colleagues, our friends, to stop using the single use of the plastic stuff. because that is not good for the environment. Even if you want to use plastic, because there are so many things we have to use it, at least try to focus on those kind of quality stuff which can last for more days, at least a month, 2 months, 1 year, and try to replace as much as possible. What you guys are doing is next level. Irfan sir, I'm telling you, I was so impressed, and I think I feel blessed to be a part of this event, because the thought process which is behind this is truly immense and amazing. And I think it takes years for people to think about what you're already initiating. So it's really amazing, and I wish if this event keeps happening and we keep meeting such amazing individuals, and looking forward to have more success stories from you. Thank you so much, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for joining us. And I'm sure the points you have reiterated, we are going to keep it in mind. Thank you so much. Last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for Sridhar Gude, Assistant General Manager, SBI Hyderabad GCC Initiatives. Sir would now be walking up to the podium and addressing all of us. Let's welcome him with a round of applause, and I request Sai Prasad, Vice President, EBG Foundation, to kindly fill his stage. Sridhar Gude. Thank you so much. Once again, let's give sir a warm round of applause, everybody.
Thank you. Very good morning, everyone. Hope I'm audible. Yeah. First of all, thanks, Dr. Irfan Khan and his team here, and dignitaries sitting here. Initially, when I came to know about this program, I thought, what is it going to offer? So, about me, I've been away from the city for the past 4 years. I left Hyderabad during 21. I was in MP, Chhattisgarh, and Kerala. So came back to Hyderabad just 6 months back. So the city has, in fact, transformed. So I'm trying to meet and attend every event possible to find out what I've lost and what I've missed in this recent 4 years. And about SBI, I need not tell much. It's a more than 219-year-old banking giant of the country, and taking every initiative with respect to sustainability and all. But one thing, a thought of one individual, Mr. Dr. Khan, transforming into something very huge, and his vision is something which, as one of my colleagues just told, it takes years to see something like this. He has already put it into practice. And the values what Dr. Irfan Khan and his team shares from the group, they very much gel with me and with the bank as such. But in fact, like whenever I used to travel, we often travel, maybe it may not be a very costly car a whole, but when I travel, when I see people on the roads, I say, only why am I traveling in this car? Why these people are being deprived of something like this? So this thought has been there always, and what I can do to the society. Society has given me a lot, but what I'm giving back to the society is one thing which used to haunt me. And initially when I saw the saw the video, I don't know, but I literally had my eyes filled. The kind of vision he has and the way he is driving it to reach out to every poor people, to every individual who is deprived. So how to transform this? That vision itself, the thought itself, which we used to have. Everyone sitting in this room who made it to this event definitely must be having something like this in their hearts. But we are at the thought itself. But someone is in the action. He's taking it forward. So this itself is something which is very transformative. I think everyone should think something like this and do whatever is possible. But really, sir, I appreciate the kind of initiatives you're taking. And only one thing, after the audio video, I thought, why State Bank cannot travel along with you is what I think, what I thought. So definitely I will be putting this forward into my leadership, and I'll see how we can partner and travel with you in this kind of initiatives. And I believe there is a lot to be done to the society. For example, I'm not very deserving, but I'm holding a very wonderful position in State Bank of India. There are a lot of people who are well educated, but they're deprived of this chance. Am I not taking their chance and enjoying this position? Maybe. But there are people out there who are more qualified, who are more talented, but deprived because of their location or because of whatever. And these 6.5 lakhs or 6.6 lakh of villages which are away from this kind of development or innovation. Like, yeah, State Bank, India has been growing. It's a developing country. It's been developing. But is the development concentrated only to few areas? Then what about those villages, those people who deserve this? Maybe Mr. Khan and his team, in the days to come, every one of us from our respective organizations supporting this drive can really transform this and make everyone equally growing. And this is a wonderful thing, sir. And discussing this kind of initiative on the Earth Day, and me being a part of this, it's more than a privilege. I'm really honored to be a part of this. Thank you, Mr. Khan, and thanks the entire team. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we are marching towards the end, I'm confident that we all have been inspired, moved, and energized this morning. But the best, as we say, is yet to come. For the EBG Foundation's vision of Sambhav Hai stretches boldly into the future to give us a compelling glimpse into the exciting road ahead. I invite the Group President of EBG Foundation, Mr. Suresh Goyal. Let us welcome sir with a round of applause as he presents the future initiatives of Sambhav Hai to all of us.
Thank you. It is really a big privilege to be here on that day, the Earth Day. First of all, my big thanks to my chairman, Dr. Irfan Khan, who is such a visionary person. I'm associated with him since long. So he used to tell, I used to hear, why can't we change this? We have to reduce the carbon emission. Then there are only few people in the world who have the ideas, then make it scalable and executable prophecy, and then actually doing it. So let's have a big round of applause for Dr. Irfan Khan. Sambhav Hai, as you all know, Dr. Irfan Khan has given you the roadmap. There are 6.6 lakh villages in India. So we want that one village is adopted by at least one corporate. To begin with, in the first year, EBG group is going to take 30 villages, and we'll be doing a pilot project over there in 30 villages. One village has already been chosen, and where the work has already started on ground level. So we are trying to change the villages into a climate-conscious ecosystem built for the future. I was very happy to hear Dr. R.K. Kotnala, chief guest. I really thank him that he has spared his valuable time here to bless us, to guide us. I'm thankful to my friend, Mr. Mohanty Ompriya Patnaik. He has specially traveled here, Mr. Ajay Arora, and few of my corporate guests. But I was very amazed and very thrilled to see my banker friends from SBI as well as Kotak Mahindra Bank. By the way, I am also an ex-banker, Mr. Sridhar. I'm retired. I've worked in SBI for 35 years. So I'm very happy to see that next generation of SBI is here to walk us along with the EBG group to take the Sambhav Hai initiative forward. So I'm looking forward of working with all of you, so many corporates. All the corporates, if we take hand by hand, the initiative can be taken at a very large extent, and the change can be visible in few years, which is the vision of our chairman, Dr. Irfan Khan. So, this is the vision of Sambhav Hai, as you all know. Now, I request and appeal to all the corporates, all the other dignitaries of the dais, on the dais, to shake hand with us. Let us work together, let us work along to change this society for a betterment. So, Sambhav hai, we say it's possible. So, I will love to end with that note, Sambhav hai, it's possible. I will say Sambhav hai, I want from audience, say it's possible. Sambhav hai, Sambhav hai. So, it's possible, Dr. Sahab, Irfan ji, my brother. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure our formal word of thanks has been done. But ladies and gentlemen, now before we break, we will be having a press conference. I would request all our print media partners, our media partners, the press media to please step forward. And I would request Mr. Irfan Khan and team to please step up onto the stage. All our media partners, it's my request to please step forward. Let us all get started with the press conference. Requesting Mr. Irfan Khan and the team to please step up onto the stage. We'll be taking a minute and we'll get started with the press conference then. I would request the founder and chairman of EBG Foundation, Mr. Irfan Khan, to please step up onto the stage. Along with which I request our chief guest, Professor R.K. Kotnala, to please step up onto the stage for the press note. I also request our distinguished guest of honor, Patnaik Ompriya Mohanty ji, Mr. Ajay Arora, to please step up onto the stage. I request Suresh sir to please come and be seated for the press conference. I would request Mr. Hari to please join us onto the stage. Mr. Hari Kiran. Once again requesting Mr. Hari Kiran to please step up onto the stage. And I think I'll just hand over the mic now.
Thank you so much. Okay, so you can come. Okay, first of all, welcome everyone, the press and media people, because it's honor for having you at this Manch, Sambhav hai, on, thank you. At day. So, yeah, so it's our third initiative under EBG Foundation. We have started Children of Life on Children's Day, November 14th, and then they have given very good coverage on it, and we onboarded PV Sindhu as a brand ambassador for all these initiatives. And the second initiative happened on my birthday, which is on 9th December, Nari Shakti, and this is the third initiative by EBG Foundation, which is Sambhav hai. So Sambhav hai actually took like 18 years for me to think, as so many friends discussing during the meeting. Because when I was in Himalaya, I started thinking that, I'm sorted. So because, I fed up with this hustle bustle, metros, and we went to Himalaya, and we were living like very peaceful life. One point of time, actually, we had this climate catastrophe and lots of like disturbance at hills, and there are like 12 feet of snowfall and floods and all those things happening. There at Himalayas was a bit confused. Like I want to just check what is happening out there. And I started understanding the 51 billion tons of greenhouse gases, and it's causing like lots of catastrophes, and life became so misery. Then I started thinking that how to fix this, because that point of time also we have started an NGO called Swachh Dalhousie. It's a cleanliness drive, so people come from Punjab, Delhi, and so many places to enjoy these hills, and sometime the hill get dirty and they litter, and then we clean. We made almost 400 plus drives over there, and that point of time I started thinking it's a small, but if it is a nation building process, or if I put this way, so if we're going to reduce 1% carbon emission from the atmosphere globally, at least it will take like 20-25 years of us. That one idea, literally burning inside, and it is possible. The way actually I named this initiative as Sambhav hai, it's possible, but only when I have to devote my 25 years. I ask my wife and daughter, so is it possible to quit Himalaya? Because in Hindi, I can put this way, हम गर्मी में धूप सेकते थे और सर्दी में अंगीठी सेकते थे. That is the life. So when I open my window, we can able to see like 180-degree panoramic view of snow-capped mountains. उसको जन्नत जैसा जगह छोड़ के coming to this part of country and taking this initiative and making this happen will at least take this 20-25 years of me. Then they said like, yes, let's do it. So that is when actually I left completely my family, everything at Himalaya, and we come to Bombay and started this initiative called EBG, Empowering Better Globe. Why EBG? Because it will, this is a stepping stone for EBG Foundation, because without EBG, I can't envisage EBG Foundation, because right now, nowhere we come and set up something like EBG Foundation, we can start asking donation, it won't work. Hence, actually, we demonstrated the success, building businesses for communities, cities, introducing 40 plus brands and touch basing almost 35 crores of population, building business from the scratch, and now it became like $2.4 billion company. Then going forward, we are envisaging 100 more brands. So then it is possible, right? So from there, actually, it's 8th year of our completion of EBG group. We have started this EBG Foundation, and then EBG Foundation having all these 6 initiatives. It's the third initiative with what we are launching now. So here the aspiration is more, so we split between these 2 areas like India and Bharat. So where Bharat lives on this 6.65 lakhs villages, and where those villages, more than 90 crore people used to live. And as I said in the beginning, and we color graded these villages into 6, dark maroon to red to orange, yellow to green. Unfortunately, we have very less green villages, and hence we want to transform these villages because these are innocent people. The way we lived in villages in Himalaya, so the same way they are living. And our act causing them some adverse effect, which is not fair. So hence, actually, it's very easy to adapt in village because economical-wise, cost-wise, adapting village and making them carbon neutral, from the soil, from the electricity, from the water, it's easy compared to the city. That is when we have started adapting Charlatanda village at Telangana, and it is going very well. It gives us the motivation to onboard almost 4.75 lakhs VLEs. VLEs means village level entrepreneurs. There is a registered database at Government of India, and these VLEs are our partners. We work through these VLEs to onboard much more villages going forward. If you take Telangana alone, there are like more than 1.14 lakh villages identified. But the problem here, it's not like pin-coded as a village, but it's all areas. So if you see the pin code, it's only like, 16,000. So in one state, every 5 kilometers, there will be a community you probably know speaks different language. Through technology also we can't connect because there's no internet, there is no mobile phones, or even there's no electricity. So the only way to work is, sending some people over there and working with Anganwadi. And, so Sai Prasad knows very well, and he went routes to touch base these villages, and we identified very critical problem like, sanity, so many things. But the end is, through these 29 companies what we have, with the help of the founders of this company and CEOs of the company, we can able to adapt 30 more villages. In a year down the line, we can able to set a proof of concept. We can able to show it to someone like a model. So look, actually, this is a corporate and adapted one village and able to make that one village from carbon positive to carbon neutral. Then Bhutan is aspiration. So if you see Bhutan, they turned, just in 20 years, they turned from carbon positive to carbon neutral, then carbon negative. So if they are doing so many, value addition also there. So when you turn to carbon positive, definitely the happiness index also will grow tremendously is what I feel. Right now, happiness index also is very less in India. For so many acts what we do, the civic sense is very low in cities, but if you go to villages, the respect what we used to get, it's huge. So imagine we have 150 crores of population, out of which 100 crore population transform themselves from carbon positive to carbon negative is what actually we want to achieve from EBG Foundation through Sambhav. Thank you.
Good afternoon, friends. As Dr. Irfan Khan has already narrated you the vision and everything, now I call upon all the village community people, youth, all the entrepreneurs, all the corporates, and I call upon my press media. Dr. Irfan Khan has ignited a process of change. I want you to spread it like wildfire. Spread it to classes, masses, so that everyone joins hands. मेरे को एक हिंदी फिल्म का गाना याद आता है, जोत से जोत जगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो. So sooner we can see the India, the villages, just like Bhutan, the happiness index is high. We change the villages to carbon positive to carbon negative or carbon neutral. So I call upon everyone, including the people from my friends from media, to spread this message among all the masses and classes, and I also request my corporate friends to come forward to take a journey along with us, along with the EBG group, to make this country worth better living. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for being a part of this initiative. So we truly wanted to make the vision of Irfanji successful, and it's just a start, as we started with one village. So there's so many things that we can do as part of this initiative, and we truly look forward for everyone to join this and make this a big success. Thank you everyone for being a part of it.
EBG Foundation, from the team of the Dr. Irfan Khan, who has initiated the one of the best and unique idea to make India villages for the carbon neutral and then carbon negative. This initiative is not taken by anybody for the villages. So this is the best part of it. It matches with his all the big vision to make India developed for the good health and as well as for the earth sustainability, and it will definitely make a big impact all over the world, not only to the India.
Jai Jagannath. I'm really privileged to be part of this initiative for Sambhav Hai from started from Hyderabad. I think Dr. Irfan has thought about it in such a big scale, and I think we all can play our little tiny role to make it successful in terms of probably hygiene, for example, from our house and then for neighborhood, and that's what I think we can teach and we can consider in everyday everyday life, probably, and then through hygiene, which is I think lack here in India. So where you see like we can have a good neighborhood. Considering all these facts, like how to discard unwanted garbage, for example, instance, and how to clean our house, and then how to take care of our neighborhood through in a microclimate and microclimates, and then that's how we can have probably carbon neutral and carbon negative, which is we an architect always we kind of try to portray these fancy words for builders to sell these houses, and in the cities or in urban or semi-urban land. But actually, if you see in depth, where we consider energy, how we consume during construction, and then after post-construction, how to take care of the house or the housing or the neighborhood, and that's what we kind of implement in our architecture plan, where we see have our thermal comfort, and then of course the comfortable living, in fact. And when we consider comfortable living, and that's where we don't consider the outer environment, right? When you think about just for your comfort, then the things get worse actually. So if you consider the world is a comfortable living and a conscious living, then probably we can from outward to inward, and probably that's what we can think on Earth Day, and then make it really successful. Dr. Irfan's vision for Sambhav Hai. Thank you so much. Jai Jagannath.
First of all, I thank Irfan sir and the team. I was looking for a platform since I don't know for how many years. So we all are very we should call fortunate that we have at least got one platform where we can start doing that. Everybody has a role. I will be naturally in my favor, for my sake only, not for others, supporting this to the full heart wherever possible. The first thing in, carbon, etc., these are, some people may be understanding, some people may not understanding. These are all jargon words. But ultimately, you have to understand. That's why I tried to explain it, what is this. So, one of the things is that, like, coming back to that food part again, that we are wasting the food. Another thing which we can do in food, I'm a carbon auditing verifier. So, if you all must agree that we cannot improve anything unless we measure it. We have to have some target that will be going from this to this. Since beginning in schools also, colleges also, that this to this you have to do. Everywhere you have to target. So it can be anyway, 0 to 10 scale in some way, otherwise in numbers. So one thing in food, what can do, I'm sharing, because when we do carbon verifying, what we do, we calculate the each and every activity which we do, what is the effect of carbon in the atmosphere of that, and that total CO2 per that activity is taken as a benchmarking in industry, and then a target is given that you have to reduce from this to this in a year or in a span of 3 years. How to do, then there are a lot of things how to do it. So I'm working in all the areas, but one of the areas where I'm working is how much are the carbon footprints, or what is the benchmark. So from beginning starts from there, but it should take years for measuring that. It should be simultaneously. So one data I'm sharing, I would have shown it there, but it's closed. It's a food habit also plays a big role instead of food wastage. If you know, I'll sharing you a figure. For carrot, 0.3 cubic meter per kg land is required. Okay. For potato, there are different things. For potato, this is 0.8 cubic meter. For milk, it is 9.9 cubic meter. For cheese, it is 87. I mean, 100 times more than for carrot. And for mutton, it is 369. So I'm not talking of food habits from non-veg or not from religious point of view, but cheese is taking 88 cubic meter per kg, and apple is taking 0.6. It is how much? Around 120 times. So if a land is used for the same calorie, for the same food, 120 times, if you shift your food habits also, you can save a lot of land. When you will save a lot of land, the deforestation will not occur. It's another way. So because I'm talking you as we are going to villages, because if you read the history or study the tribal things, there everything was linked with sustainability, which we Western or we people have discovered that word now. This is part of our civilization. When people talk of sustainability, you are working in sustainability, I said you are also. It's a part, it's an integrated part of whether it is defense, whether it is food, whether it is what. Sustainability is not a separate buzzword. Once you will consider that in all your activities, I can help, my people like me are helping, that how much CO2 you are emitting with that activity. Can you reduce it? If you can reduce it, then think of those ways. So that's the one step. And most of the people are, Google, all those things are available. So try to use that technology. That what is the CO2 emission by this activity? When I was young in the initial period of my career, I attended a program for 4 or 5 days. It was ABC. That was similar to that, activity-based costing. Whichever activity you do, how much is the cost and how much is the return of that? If you are doing throughout the day 8 hours and the result is 0, ROI is 0. So you, in carbon emissions also, in sustainability also, You decide yourself how much, calculate yourself, whichever way you can, whether this activity is really giving results. If not, try it second time, try it fifth time, but if not, change the way. Sir said something that we have to come out of comfort zone. It's incidentally the adage on my website since last 10 years. Life begins for us when we come out of our comfort zone. I believe in that. Most of the people don't come out of their comfort zone. That's why they stuck to same things. So that's another. I'm not saying adage what I have to do. Food part, I think I share with sir, and you can circulate. Second thing, I think that I may know I'm late today. If you're already having a website or something like that, you make a group of at least all these people. And let's share the message. Only then they will send to next to next. Because that's all I can say. Thank you very much. He wrote down impossible. You must have heard these things now. So he said, what is this? He called 15 persons. Everywhere he said impossible. Then he shifted I and M. I said it is I am possible. Sambhav. So you have to think that way. In every problem, there is an opportunity. Take the problem as an opportunity for success. Because unless you will struggle, you can never succeed in any field. That's my experience. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, everybody on the stage, for your valuable inputs. And I'm sure we have taken a note. And media partners, like you say, there are no questions. I think we are good with the press note. Thank you so much once again. Let's give this concluding press note a huge round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much once again, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of EBG Foundation, I express my heartfelt gratitude to everybody who's made this morning truly unforgettable. To our chief guest, to our guest of honors, and to the founder and chairman of EBG Foundation, thank you so much that your extraordinary vision and your tireless leadership, for your belief and for every single day living upon to the initiative Sambhav Hai. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank all my corporate friends and media partners for being here and being a part of this great movement. The lamp has been lit, the logo is unveiled, and the website is now live. The journey has begun. As we all together say, Sambhav Hai, it is possible, and together we will make it real. Thank you once again, Dhanyavad. And for the next segment of today, I will be handing it over to Pratibha. So let's welcome her with a compelling round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone.
have to keep answering like macro global university course. Yeah.
He is answering the press.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Okay. Oh. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
Inauguration. Mastro Global University is dedicated to empowering professionals, students, and working individuals through flexible learning solutions. The university offers academic courses, certification programs, skill development courses, business management programs, including B schools, PhD programs, and honorary doctorates, all designed to meet today's corporate and professional demands. Partnership with top universities worldwide. Globally recognized programs. In India, Mastro Global University works closely with institutions to provide accessible, adaptable education that fits busy professional schedules and supports career growth. Mastro Global University is committed to delivering education that translates into real-world success and career development. Now, I would like to invite our respected chief guest, Dr. Jayanti Prasad Babu Garu, a renowned academic leader with 3 PhDs and vast experience as CEO, Director, Vice Chancellor, and Research Directors. I would like to invite Dr. Naveen Misala Garu, Director of TX Hospitals, a healthcare leader with 25 years of experience in hospital administration and business development. Mr. P. Narendra Verma Garu, Director of Zentry Labs Private Limited, Madhapur. Expert in campus recruitment and talent development. I would also like to invite Raghuraj Sir, Director of Arvinda Overseas Consultants, Hyderabad. I will. Naveen sir speech. Ladies and gentlemen, we now move to the most prestigious moment of this ceremony, honoring a leader whose journey reflects purpose, innovation, and sustainability. Please join us welcoming our Arthacharya, Dr. Irfan Khan, to the stage. And also, ma'am and his daughter, Muskan ma'am and Zara. Dr. Irfan Khan, founder and chairman of EBG Group, is an entrepreneur, sustainable leader, and ecosystem builder known for combining business success with purpose-driven leadership. A graduate in visual communication from Loyola College, Chennai, he later pursued traditional Chinese medicine and earned a PhD in alternative wellness. He began his career at MOIT Hospitals, Chennai, where he introduced innovative 3D medical communication methods to improve patient understanding and healthcare experience. After achieving early success, Dr. Irfan Khan stepped away from conventional business and spent nearly 3 years in the Himalayas, from learning situational practitioners and exploring conscious living. This experience reshaped his vision of leadership, business, and life. Following this journey, he worked with globally recognized wellness institutions such as Ananda and Varna Retreat, where he contributed to holistic healing and wellness integration. During his time in Dalhousie, he led the Swachh Dalhousie Abhiyan, organizing nearly 140 cleanliness drives demonstrating strong environmental leaderships. He also supported his wife Zara homemade chocolates a livelihood initiative that empowered around 800 women from local communities and creating sustainable income opportunities. In 2017, he founded Think E-Bike Go, contributing to India electric mobility transformation. Through deep research, innovation, and IoT-based mobility analytics such as EBG Matics, he helped build a technology-driven mobility ecosystem. The journey expands further with the launch of Acer-branded electric mobility solutions in 2001. His vision later evolved into EBG Group, a multiple-sector ecosystem built on philosophy of people, planet, progress, and expanding across mobility, health, wellness, hospitality, real estate, and sustainability-focused ventures. Dr. Irfan Khan journeys reflects a powerful belief that business should create prosperity while protecting the planet. The honor title Arthacharya recognizes his commitment to guide meaningful, responsible growth rooted in wisdom, sustainability, and long-term impact. So let us watch the AV.
$60 billion tons. That is the weight the Earth now carries, in carbon and in consequence, each year rising. A planet has to breathe what was never meant to be breathed. And beneath that sky, a quiet crisis. Children who go without. Women who carry what is never counted. And millions for whom a full plate remains a distant promise. The Earth is wounded, her people more so. And what do we call this? This ceaseless taking from one hand to fill another? We have mistaken motion for meaning, consumption for contribution, progress for the act of progressing, at the cost of someone, somewhere, someday. One man looked at this inheritance and refused to accept it. For change, he knew, is the most difficult thing a world can do. So he chose a gentler path, not to demand that people change, but to make the better choice the easier one. And so he built, not an empire of enterprises, but an ecosystem of alternatives, where the cup you lift is kinder to the soil that grew it, where the journey you take leaves less behind than it carries forward, where the choices people make every day become, quietly, the choices the world needed them to make. Because he understood, prosperity is not what we take from the world, it is what we leave in it. For the planet, for its people, for a progress that finally includes everyone. Today, the Maestro University recognizes not a man who found success, but a man who found an answer the world was waiting for. In honor of a life devoted to people, planet, and progress, Dr. Irfan Khan.
Yeah. So we have another AV which is specially dedicated from our Oslots team. So the AV, please.
Great businesses don't just start with an idea. They begin with a powerful vision. Meet Dr. Irfan Khan, the founder of EBG Group. That's a leader apart. He's not only he inspires around him. With a vision shaped by purpose and a journey carried by dedication, Dr. Irfan Khan has earned the respect and regard of globally recognized personalities across cinema, sport, business, culture, and public life. Built on the philosophy of people, planet, and progress, his vision goes beyond just business success. It's about creating impact, driving sustainability, and empowering communities. Through EBG, Empowering Business Growth, he has built a dynamic ecosystem of 40-plus brands, fostering innovation, collaboration, and new opportunities. In recognition of Arthacharya Dr. T. Irfan Khan's exceptional services in the field of philosophy and his profound intellectual contributions to society, the university is proud to propose the conferment of an honorary doctorate degree upon him. With purpose-driven leadership, Irfan Khan continues to inspire businesses to grow responsibly and sustainably.
Now, I would like to honor this sir with doctorate. I would like to invite the dignitaries to award honorary doctorate to this sir. Now, I invite Dr. T. Irfan Khan sir to give his valuable words.
I'll go there. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for honoring with Arthacharya title. And thank you for EBG team, and thank you for my family supporting me so far. So look, actually, what inspired me to take this journey is to reduce carbon emission from the atmosphere, because as I mentioned in the beginning, whole universe think very human-centric. Perhaps we are humans, so we should think, but why we always consider only we? Why we can't consider us? When I'm saying us, it's not only human, it's like millions of species out there. So I'm always conscious of thinking for them also. For our act, it's impacting them also. So for that reason, we have made this Empowering Better Globe initiative like company, and that company is coming to a momentum right now, and having these many brands and touch basing these many lives. And that is also a proof of concept for rest of the world. If at all you have a great alternate, instead of having the pathetic substitute, people will definitely change is what I believe. So right now, we are advising people for all the acts, whatever they do, like, water conservation, and so many stuff. If you see all the Instagram, all the reels, and everything become like so preachy. But now, even so preaching, we couldn't able to change, right? So while I am coming to this part of country, the carbon emissions were somewhere between 51.4 billion tons, and right now again it grew to 60 billion tons. So then why we should preach? There is no value to preaching to people. So that is when I start taking something on our hands and transforming. We just started, and I want to thank my co-founder Hari Kiran. In this journey, he stood shoulder to shoulder with me and taking this forward, and all my EBG team. helped me, and they believed in my vision, and that is when actually we're all here. My ultimate goal is to reduce 1% carbon emission from the atmosphere globally, reducing like almost, how much, Sachin? So 60 million tons of carbon emission out of 60 billion. So then definitely this is a stepping stone for me to, tell anything truthfully in terms of going to take a Nobel Prize, if at all I'm eligible to take. So in that month, actually, why I want Nobel Prize, to establish in that month, if one person devote 25 years of his life, then he can able to reduce 1% carbon emission, then how many people you need? Like 99 Irfan or 19 in EBG is what I want to tell. So this is also a month for me to explain the vision of next 10, 15 years, what we are going to change. Thank you so much. It's an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. Now I would like to invite Dr. Naveen Misala Garu, Director of TX Hospitals, for your valuable speech.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be part here. I'm Dr. Naveen, having 27 years experience, worked in government and private hospital in different levels. My basic qualification is BSc Microbiology, Genetics Chemistry, Master degree in Hospital Management from Apollo Institute, MBA from Usmania University, MPhil from BITS Pilani. Recently I have taken this honorable doctorate degree from Master Global University. I feel very proud to be here and meeting such a nice person. So really it's an auspicious day for me, and I'll really congratulate Sir Irfan Sir to be more has to be done, and really it is a very fantastic day. Thank you very much to be part here. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Master Global University.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your wonderful words. I would like to invite Mohan Prasad. Sir, this is not a surprise, but a true reflection of your true vision and your contribution of society and nature.
Yeah. So I invite Zara ma'am and Muskan to come on to the dais.
Ma'am. So ma'am gonna facilitate this early. A big round of applause. Now I would like to invite Zara ma'am to give a small speech. Cake cutting, yeah, please be on stage, ma'am. There's a small cake cutting here. Oh, there is a cake cutting, sir. A small cake. Yes, yes.
We invite all the dignitaries, Suresh sir, Hari sir, Soma sir, Prasad sir, Ranjita ma'am onto the dais for a brief setting. everyone for your presence over here. So we have been waiting over there. So for follow. Thank you each and everyone for coming over and thank you each and everyone. Thank you, EBG.